This week on the Spotlight, we talked to Fred Hoiberg. He's a guy in the hot seat. This club is on the brink of not making the playoffs. There's a guy who's going to be good this year, Rick Renteria, manager of the White Sox. And then we got more on the show. We got trivia, championship trivia from Jack's in Lansing. Good stuff. We close it out with a flashback from a very good Cub pitcher. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, it's the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Flowers for every imaginable occasion at Lansing Floral Shop. Call them at 708-474-1212. They deliver. You've got to get to Irish Legend. They have great food, great drink, the outdoor patio, great staff, open at 11 a.m. daily. Easy to reach. Just go down Archer, 8933 in Willow Springs. Great place, Irish Legend. You've got to get to the Sock. Live Benkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays, 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get the Snapper Seafood and Chicken like I do at 115th and Western. Amongst their fine menu items, tilapia, perch, catfish, shrimp, conch from the Miami Connection, crab, but Philly steak and grilled food. It's great. Get the Snappers. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. The Ballpark Pub Trivia is so excellent on alternate Mondays at 8 p.m. Next one, March 20th. Come eat, drink, play, and win. We're drawing from Palos, Worth, all kinds of southwestern suburbs and the city. 514 West Pershing Road. Come check it out. You will have a good time. We're back on the Spotlight. We're entering March, and it's time to talk Bulls. And Coach Fred Hoiberg seems a little more relaxed these days. I don't exactly know why, but maybe it's because it's clearly the team will be accenting some young players and the players that he enjoys giving playing time to and kind of developing, because I think Fred's got a lot of teaching skills with the youngsters. Remember, his last several years of coaching were at the college level, and so that would be his comfort, as opposed to some of the headstrong, longtime NBA guys who want to do things their own way. And say things like Coach Harder. But anyway, with the development of some young players, and at the game we're at today, you've got a couple of very interesting young players, Portis and Grant, playing key roles, starting too. And it's this kind of thing that I think has Hoiberg kind of quietly excited. And I think it shows in his demeanor when he talks to us before the game about some of these players and some of the new guys acquired in the big trade of February. So tempo has been something that you've advocated at various times with your club, but maybe not so much today.
Why?
Well, because this is a team that loves that sort of game, your opponent.
Well, we're still at our best when we can get stops and get out with pace and push the ball down the floor. and try to get a quick strike. That's how we want to play. This is a very high-powered offensive team. They're third in the league in scoring. They do a great job getting out of the break. Our biggest thing is we have to get back in transition. It's something that obviously we've struggled with at times this year, and we have to do a much better job tonight if we're going to have a chance to win at the end of the game.
How would you assess the way Jaren has played alongside Jimmy, specifically off of him? The ball's in Jimmy's hands a lot, point guard, that's different, but how has he played alongside him, you think?
Yeah, I think he's been solid. We finished, what game was it, Boston game, I think it was, when, Jaren was out there at the end of the game playing alongside Jimmy. Again, we're still working through, obviously, different combinations with the trade that was made. Cam will get out there, for a second stint tonight in the second half, and continue to get more minutes. But I think Jaren's done a solid job for us this year.
Do you want to try to incorporate the other two new guys into a rotation a little bit?
Yeah, it's we played 11 in the first half the other night, and it's tough. It's tough to play that many guys, but at the same time, you do want to get a look at the new guys. Again, Laverne is somebody that I've always been a fan of. Right now, especially the way Nico's playing, and Chris coming off the bench, he just gives us such a dynamic rim roller with spacing with that second group. It's hard for him to crack into the rotation right now, but we'll continue to work on different scenarios and different situations. I do think it's a matter of time before he does get his opportunity.
Is it a difficulty though trying to do these combinations and still win games at the same time to balance that out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's number one is to find a way to hopefully go out and put yourself in a position to win. At the same time, you do want to get the young guys experience. I think we're playing 6 guys right now with 1 or 2 years of experience, and those guys are getting valuable opportunities to go out there, and a lot of them get their feet wet with their NBA careers. But at the end of the game, we do want to do everything we can, obviously, to put ourselves in a position to win.
Fred, do you think Carter Williams or Zipser will be ready to practice soon?
I hope so. I think both of them have done, things, pretty much everything except for the contact portion of our practices. Hopefully we'll get those guys back soon. Again, Paul was a guy that, was our 6th man when he was healthy, started. That last game he played, I think, was Golden State when he started for Jimmy when he was out with the injury. So he's a very valuable part of this team and hopefully a valuable part of our future. We'll be happy to get him back, and then again, hopefully get Michael back on the practice court soon as well.
For Paul, would you put him in the D-League for a little bit to get him back, into shape?
I don't know. We'll see how that all plays out. I don't think that that's something that we'd look at right away, but the potential, at least the opportunity, is there. That's the great thing about having the D-League franchise is to potentially send somebody down to get some timing back. But we'll see how that plays out.
With about 6 weeks left, is it realistic to think you have a shot at the 4th seed?
I don't know. I mean, our big thing is we just need to keep making strides and to keep hopefully getting better as a basketball team. I like the way we're going out and competing right now. We're a team that with the trade we're able to play a similar style with our first and second units right now with Bobby playing the role of the spacing 4, and obviously Nico with our backup. Playing the spacing 4, and we've shot the ball better, and I think we've done a nice job of playing unselfishly. So, just got to continue to work every day and get better as a team, and hopefully continue to play well.
Fred, a lot of guys are signing with teams as they're being released. Tomorrow, I think, is the last day to sign with the team to be on their playoff roster. Is that a rule that has to be changed because they can just sort of like pick their teams, pick the top teams in the league? Does that seem fair?
It just kind of is what it is. It kind of is what it is, David. I think it's obviously been going around, and these very good players get released, or they're going to go to the team where they feel they have the best opportunity to win a championship. So, in my mind, you can't fault those guys.
Fred, you were talking about Jaren Grant earlier. With campaign moving in and Rondo with that second unit, can you envision him staying in the rotation somehow?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it all plays out, Mike. We'll continue to see how things go with our team. Again, Paul, we'll be getting him back at some point. We'll just continue to try to throw the guys out there that give us the best chance to win.
And you got to play better defense. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early on a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing. or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furland, EDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. So the 2017 White Sox will have a new look from the top down, starting with manager Rick Renteria, who I think comes to the team with a lot more managerial chops than his predecessor, Robin Ventura, who was learning on the job, and then, frankly, appeared kind of like he wasn't into it. Renteria wanted this job bad. Of course, he managed the Cubs very briefly, and when those two play each other, it's going to be war for a couple reasons. But certainly until then, Rick Renteria wants to show his skills. I think the team will be more aggressive, and I think they'll be more fundamentally sound. These are the things to look for in the early part of the season, and he addressed those questions with me and others during his Sox Fest talk time.
Welcome. I'll entertain any question you have.
Ricky, when you were with the Cubs, you dealt with kind of a rebuilding team, and maybe the pressures, or maybe just trying to deal with guys, trying to serve, because Rick said not trying to serve two masters.
Mm-hmm.
How is that going to prepare you for this job, the situation?
I think that when you talk to any player, whether they're in the minor leagues or in the big leagues, none of them is going to tell you that he's going to ballpark prepared to lose a ball game, or not to execute, or not to play the game a certain way. So every single one of these guys, whether they're first-year players or 10-year vets, their outcome, their goal is still to win, to perform, to execute. The difference between having a younger group is that you try to take advantage of the opportunities that you can to take situations and have them learn from those moments, so that the next time they go out and have a same situation occur, they're a little bit more well-equipped. On balance, I think every single guy that's here in the organization is prepared to work together and move forward and help each other out, ultimately to attain the goal of being a polished Major League club that can contend.
Rick, a lot of young talent coming in, their emphasis on talent.
Yeah.
How excited are you to see this cultivate, get up to the Major League level, and then be injured?
Really excited. I think all of us have seen, most of us have seen a lot of video on these young men. They're extremely talented. Their skill set is very high. The difference between the big leagues and the minor leagues in terms of performances comes many times between the years. It's the ability to control your emotion, to slow the game down. A lot of that comes from understanding what you're capable of doing and not doing, and being at peace with it. When you're prepared and understand what you're capable of doing, you attack and put a plan together to do your job. Yep. I don't see any difference in what I'm approaching, how I take my job in terms of how we try to prepare players to compete on a daily basis. He's trying to give you a realistic approach to the dynamic of the club as a whole, But I think when we go out there and perform, these guys are trying to compete to show you that they're capable of doing and taking care, and you guys have heard it said a lot, taking care of the moments that they're presented to them. And when we get a whole lot of good moments, you start winning a lot of ball games.
Talk about your approach to small ball and not hanging around generating some stuff on the base paths.
Well, I think every game is different. The biggest key to allowing players to be successful in that regard is to make sure that you're working on those skill sets. Every single player in the major leagues, and this is me speaking, every big league player in the game should learn how to bunt, put the bat on the ball when he has to, control the strike zone with 2 strikes, obviously know how to run the bases. You don't have to be the fastest guy on the face of the earth to be able to run the bases well. So our emphasis is going to be taking care of a lot of those things, hopefully during the course of the spring, the year, and moving forward. But if the game is dictating that we need a particular action taken, I just want to make sure that these guys are comfortable and able to do those things. If they're clicking, you let them click. That's my approach.
Your experience from having dealt with a team that players were going to be traded or sent elsewhere in the past, how would that help you moving forward?
It's going to help me a lot. Obviously, I've dealt with that before. And as I've said, a lot of the guys here, they're pros. They know that this is a part of the game. The most important thing for them is to go out and continue to do what they're supposed to do as a part of the bigger unit. So I'm not concerned about dealing with any of those issues. We have some quality veteran players who are geared to playing for the Chicago White Sox on a daily basis.
Anything else for Ricky?
On the pitching staff, are you very hands-on with the pitchers, or do you leave most of it up to coaches?
In terms of...
Tweaking them, when to pull them out of games?
Well, ultimately, I think you have to have a conversation with your pitching coach. I have to also trust my own eyes. I have to see what it is that we think we can push them to do. The changes ultimately come from a decision that I have to make at the end of the day. It doesn't mean that I don't collaborate and listen, but sometimes I may make a decision that goes contrary to what Coop and I might be talking about at the moment. That's going to happen. That's normal. But I've got to put the team first at that particular moment and hopefully trust my gut and whatever numbers that we might have to make that decision a little easier.
Anything else?
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. This Cub pitcher batted .262 in 2016 with multiple extra base hits. 5 seconds.
Jake Arrieta.
Jake Arrieta's right. And so, boy oh boy, like the Shy Sharks of old. And they improve to 9 bills. J&B. In 2016, this Sox pitcher pitched over 70 innings in relief, 80 strikeouts, 15 walks. Five seconds. Nate Jones is right. He's a bitch. He should be the closer. J&B to 650. Stooges. In 2016, the only Bear with more than 60 receptions. Five seconds. Cam Meredith is right. And Stoogie to 500. We go to the Incredibles. Sports. In the 2016-17 season, the only Bull who started the week shooting more than 40% from three-point land. Five seconds. Going. Time's up. We go to Llama Farm. This year. Can we get a repeat? Yeah, the top over 40% three-point shooter on the Bulls this year. 5 seconds. Going. McDermott is not it. So don't say McDermott. We go to illegal aliens. Jimmy Butler. Interesting, well thought out, so sorry. We go to the bar. Dwayne Wade is not it. So we've eliminated those three guys to the sock. Mirotic, interesting, but he's having his problems. We go to Night Out. Five seconds. Going. What? Rondo is not it. We go to Shy Sharks.
How about Jerry and Grant?
Jerry and Grant. I love the Grant family. It is not him. J&B. 5 seconds. Going. It's none of the Lopez family. We go to the Stooges. 5 seconds. Going. Bobby Portis is right. And the Stooges really pulled one out of the anal duct. More championship trivia from Jax next week. You've got to get to Jax. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. My game show at Oliver's gets better and better. At 6100 West 159th Street in Oak Forest. Live trivia alternate Thursdays at 7 p.m. Have great food, great drink, and great trivia at Oliver's. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to the Ballpark Pub for my trivia game. Alternate Mondays at 8 p.m. The next one, March 20th. Come eat, drink, play, and win. I had some great soup myself that night, besides cocktails. 514 West Pershing Road. You want to be there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. We're back in the spotlight, and I can't think of another person that would make a better team spokesman for the 2001 season than 20-game winner Jon Lieber. And John, just want to offer congratulations again, and you're probably still carrying a little bit of the glow of the good feeling of a really great high watermark for your Major League career.
Well, I really appreciate that. You know, I haven't really had a chance to really sit down and think about what's happened, but you know, I'm not focused on that. You know, I want to see this team finish strong. You know, the goal I'd like to see us do is finish with 90 wins in the season, and you know, the rest of it, you know, think about it during the off season.
As you look at the course of the way the year went, I mean, certainly you stayed, you know, lock-in, consistent, but, you know, if you look at the way, you know, the things that happened to the club, well, it seems to me that some club chemistry may have gone away or eroded as the season went on. Can you cite any things that might back up what I just said about that?
It's just no, I don't think the chemistry, you know, went south. You know, I think we've had it all year. You know, we just had trouble, you know, putting together some streaks. You know, it was like we'd win one, lose one, win one, lose one, and just kind of the second half was just kind of where we could never really get on a hot roll. So I think the chemistry was there all year. This team battled to the end. You know, we're still battling right now. There's no quit, and you know, that's the first thing you look for is, you know, if the team's really quit, and we haven't done that this year.
That's true. From an offensive standpoint, and I know you can kind of look from the outside in on that, even though you have pinch hit at times. I think of when, you know, your club had some trouble scoring runs, but you'd managed to pull out games. And, you know, guys like Gary Matthews Jr. would make a great catch, or, you know, a Miguel Cairo would make a contribution. And then, you know, those guys were gone suddenly, very suddenly, in fact. And I wondered if, you know, maybe that may have been a little bit of dent in the way people felt.
You know, it possibly could be. You know, I really don't know. You know, it's tough to put a finger on it. You know, the only way you can really look at it is, you know, Houston and St. Louis are playing great baseball. You know, that they got hot, and you know, they never really had a downfall. You know, a period where they're going to fall off, and you know, it was, you know, it's a tough race. You know, all the way to the end. So. You know, yeah, when you lose guys like that, though, like Gary Matthews Jr. and, you know, Miguel Cairo, you try not to think about it. You know, it's not our decision, it's the club's, and, you know, they're doing what they think is best for the club.
Jon Lieber was a very fine pitcher during his time. And then there was the Dusty era and the Lou Piniella era, but still no championships until the Theo Epstein era. See you next week. You've been watching the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. Perfect Pitch located at 108th and Kedzie. Take your vehicles there for great repairs. This week's show has been brought to you by the Lansing Floral Shop. Call for your flowers at 708-474-1212. Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing, 708-396-1010.